I was at those games. I was, in the Cole Fieldhouse when y'all was making when y'all get to play against Duke, and then seeing y'all go from the Final Four. Then that year when y'all won the championship, how crazy that was. Y'all last game in Cole Fieldhouse, how crazy that was.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that like, bro? Like I said, every time I went to y'all games at Cole Fieldhouse, it was crazy. Like you said, it's super hot. I'm in there with sweat clothes on, but I take it off because it's so hot in there. But just the atmosphere was crazy, man. And so what was that? What was playing at Cole Fieldhouse like for you? And what was the last game in Cole Fieldhouse like for you? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, playing in Cole and getting a chance to run out of that tunnel, it probably still gives me chills to this day, man, just because, like, there was nothing like it. You knew, like, we had 15,000 and they were going to be loud. They were going to be rowdy. And it was our environment. And, the year that we won the championship, we went undefeated. Like, nobody came in our house and beat us. And, like, we just knew that every time we stepped on that floor, like, wasn't nobody going to touch us.
Right.
So, it was great, man. Just really, really special. And then the final game, actually, I think it was personally my best game of that year. I came off the bench, and I was kind of like the first guard off the bench. And I remember I had a double-double. I had 16 and 10, and we blew out Virginia, who then was, one of our rivals. I think we beat them by a cool 30 or 40 piece.
Yeah. Now that game, I was at that game. That game was crazy. It was crazy, man. And then even after the game was over, bro, like everybody just kind of stayed there just to take in, obviously what the history of Cole Fieldhouse, and then knowing that was the last game and that whole experience, man. Everybody kind of didn't want to see it in, but it was what it was,
Yeah, definitely.
So then we go from there. Y'all win the national championship. Now you go into Cole Fieldhouse. What was that like? So you've seen the era of Cole Field and now in Comcast.
Yeah.
So that transition. So you history, man. You was one of the last players to play at Cole Fieldhouse, and one of the first to play one of the first to play at Comcast, opening up that arena. I remember the first game that we played there. What was that? That was crazy. So What was that like? What was that experience like?
Man, it was great, man, just because obviously the fan base was there. We're coming off of a Final Four and a national championship. So, around DC, we were the hot ticket. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the Baltimore Ravens. It wasn't the Washington Redskins or the Wizards. Right. It was us. Right. So, like, we had those guys coming to watch us play. And for me personally, man, it was a great transition because, like I stated before, I played behind Juan for 3 years, and all 3 of those years were in Cole Fieldhouse. And now all of a sudden my senior year, it's like, all right, I get my opportunity to really shine. And plus we're going into this new building. So it was great, man. And I actually loved Comcast just because, one, as great as Cole was, the floors were a little hard. And the rims weren't as soft. I got it for whatever reason, man. Them rims in Comcast, they just seemed as big as an ocean, man. And they were soft. Right. So as a shooter, man, I was like, yeah, I could definitely do my thing in here.
Right. So now, because I was part of this. So you go, like I said, you go from winning the national championship. You got experienced players. Now it's your senior year. Now you have us coming in, the freshmen.
Yep.
It's different now. Now it's not. Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't have that experience no more. Y'all kind of got to be the teachers. Whereas y'all always kind of on the same level. You guys are all experienced. Now y'all just coming up national championship. Now you got the young guys coming in. Now you got to teach them, and now you got to try to teach them fast because it's our senior year, and y'all try to make another run at it. So, what was that process like for you, and trying to get things going, especially your last year?
It was honestly, it was a little bit tough because on the one hand, I was looking at it, hey man, it's my senior year. We got to go out, we got to do everything we can possible. But then at the same time, I could relate. I could relate to being a freshman and not necessarily maybe not fully understanding exactly like what everything that entails to be like for us to play at the level in which we needed to be. And, I definitely tried my best in terms of, getting all you guys up to speed and trying to get you guys to understand, hey man, like, I know, you guys got a chance to see all of our success and everything, and everybody loves us now, but like, there's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of unseen stuff that you got to be able to do, and you got to be able to sacrifice in order to be at this point. And, you know, and so for you guys, I know it was tough, man, because it was kind of like everything was kind of like given to you almost in a sense, in which like, you know, you didn't have to build it all up and kind of understand what it was. But it was great, man, you know, just trying to be somewhat of a big brother, as well as, you know, making sure I go out there and handle my business and make sure we try to get as many wins as possible.
Absolutely, man. I know for me personally, I know what you guys try to do for me, and, you know, especially like Taj, because he was my position. So the stuff that, you know, we used to get into it in practice and stuff like that. And you guys teaching us, a lot of times it was the stubbornness going in and thinking we know everything, and that experience. And I was just telling G-Dub, I was talking to him, and I was just, you know, apologizing, like, man, you know, I wish I would have listened more and took your advice. And, you know, but I thought I knew it all. I thought I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Wanted to have fun. But like you said, man, y'all built that up to a certain point. So y'all was expecting us to come along and basically to get it. And so that was definitely, it was a great experience playing with you guys, because like you said, coming off the success you guys had and seeing you guys, that experience that you guys had. So I know I learned a lot. You know, I probably didn't utilize it as much as I should have during that time, but I've seen the way y'all went into things and the mindset you guys had. And but yeah, man, so now I definitely appreciate it. So we go into the tournament, our first game, bro. We in the tournament. We're in our first game. And it's a tight one. It's a tight one. Like I said, I just won a national championship the year before, so everybody was expecting you guys to go another run. And we down to the wire to a point we might be getting knocked out the first game, bro, of the tournament. You get the ball in your hands. I just seen it not too long ago too, bro. You get the ball in your hands. So I know what your mindset is. You're trying to get it in before we can get this game. What was that experience? What was that like? And then when you made it, what was that feeling like? Knowing it was your senior year, knowing what you just did for us to move on.
Yeah, man. Again, I gotta take you back just a little bit. Like even before, you know, after the kid made the 2 free throws, I remember we called the timeout. And I remember I had a moment in the huddle. I was like, man, this is my senior year. Like, we're not about to go out like this. Like, not just coming off of a national championship and all the success that we had, and me trying to, you know, being one of the leaders of the team, like, nah, it's not going to go like this. So I remember walking out of the huddle, and me and Taj are kind of walking together. And I tell Taj, because originally the play was for Steve. Steve was supposed to get the ball. If you go back and watch the play, like there's a little screen set and Steve's supposed to get it, but they kind of deny him well. And I told Taj, I said, man, if Steve doesn't get it, I'm coming back for it. He said, all right, I got you. All right. Sure enough, play comes out. Steve gets denied. I get it. And then, like you said, man, everything just kind of goes black. I know I had a little less than 5 seconds. I got to get it up as fast as I can, and I got to try to get a shot off.
Right.
You know, and I had never shot a shot like that before, you know, running one leg, you know, fading away to the baseline. But, man, like when that thing went in, whew, I just wanted to get out of there. And that's why you see me take off to the tunnel, because the rest wasn't –
Hey, we all did. We all took over there. I remember Coach telling us come back. So I thought they was gonna call that back, but you know, when we ended up getting that W, man, which was a huge